Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled beside a shimmering river, there lived a kind-hearted old woman named Nora. Nora was well loved by everyone because of her wisdom and generosity. She spent her days tending to her garden and teaching the village children about herbs and nature. One sunny afternoon, while Nora was working in her garden, her shovel struck something solid. Curiosity piqued. She carefully unearthed a small, dusty pot intricately carved with ancient symbols. Since it was near her herb garden, Nora believed it was simply a forgotten relic of the past. However, as she rubbed the pot clean, she was startled by a voice that seemed to echo from within. "Dear lady," it said, "for freeing me from my long years of slumber, I grant you a single wish. Use it wisely, for whatever you wish shall surely come to pass." Surprised and slightly wary, Nora thought long and hard about what to wish for. The villagers around her were happy. She had all she needed. Greed was not in her nature. Then she remembered the distant village over the hills, which was suffering from a long drought. Nora gently held the pot and made her wish. "I wish for rain to fall upon the parched lands over the hills, so the people there may have water and their crops may thrive." The pot glowed for a moment, and then the voice replied, "Your wish is granted." Within days, soft rain began to fall in the distant village, filling reservoirs and reviving the dry soil. The people were overjoyed, their gratitude immense though they knew not from where the blessing came. Nora returned the pot to the earth, letting it rest with the respect it deserved. Although she could have wished for personal comfort or riches, her selflessness in helping others brought more joy than any treasure could. The moral of the story is, true happiness comes from helping others and using our gifts to make the world a better place. Once upon a time, in a quaint seaside village, there stood a lighthouse on the edge of a rugged cliff. Its beacon shone brightly every night, guiding sailors safely through the tumultuous waters. The lighthouse was cared for by an old keeper named Mr. Hooper, a gentle soul who had devoted his life to the sea. Mr. Hooper had a young grandson named Timmy, who often visited him. Timmy was curious and adventurous, always dreaming of sailing the high seas like the sailors he admired from afar. One summer, Timmy asked his grandfather if he could learn to sail. Mr. Hooper agreed, but only if Timmy promised to help him with lighthouse duties in return. Eagerly, Timmy agreed and started learning the ropes. Every day, they would polish the glass panels, wind the clockwork, and ensure that the light was shining bright. Timmy loved every moment, especially the evenings when the lighthouse had to be lit. As the summer days rolled on, Timmy's sailing lessons began. Mr. Hooper taught him how to read the stars, measure the winds, and understand the language of the waves. Timmy was a quick learner, but he was often impatient, wanting to rush out to sea without proper preparation. His grandfather warned him about the unpredictable nature of the ocean. One day, a storm unexpectedly swept through the village. The winds howled, and waves crashed against the cliff with a ferocity that Timmy had never seen. Instead of being scared, Timmy was excited and wanted to sail during the storm, imagining himself a fearless sailor battling the elements. Mr. Hooper sternly forbade him. Mr. Hooper explained the dangers and the importance of waiting for calmer seas. Disappointed but obedient, Timmy watched from the lighthouse windows as the storm raged on. The next morning, they found several boats had struggled during the storm, some even damaged, and Timmy realized how wise his grandfather's words had been. He learned that true courage and adventure required wisdom and caution as companions. From then on, Timmy approached both life and sailing with a new respect for nature. He continued to dream of exploring the world, but never forgot the lighthouse's lasting lesson, the importance of preparedness and respecting the forces greater than ourselves. And so, with each passing summer, Timmy and Mr. Hooper's bond grew stronger on the foundation of these invaluable lessons. Once upon a time, in a charming little village surrounded by lush meadows and tall trees, lived a kind-hearted farmer named Ben. Ben was not rich, but he was content with his simple life. He tended to a small farm with a few chickens, a couple of sheep, and most treasured of all, a cow named Bella. Bella was not an ordinary cow. She was as white as snow and had a gentle, wise look in her eyes. Unknown to Ben, Bella had magical powers. Every night, under the glistening moonlight, Bella would wander into the fields and grant blessings of prosperity and happiness to the farm. One day, the villagers noticed that Ben's farm was flourishing like never before. His crops were twice as bountiful and his animals healthier than ever. Curious, the villagers often asked Ben for his secret, but Ben honestly had no idea. He just smiled and said he believed his farm thrived on hard work and love. One particularly clear night, Ben decided to stay awake and watch over his fields. That's when he witnessed something extraordinary. As the clock struck midnight, a soft glow started emanating from Bella. Captivated, Ben watched as Bella trotted gracefully towards the edge of the meadow. At first, Ben was puzzled, but soon he realized that Bella was the reason behind the farm's miraculous success. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Ben whispered a heartfelt thank you to Bella when she returned. From that day on, Ben made sure to treasure Bella even more, sharing this miraculous cow's gifts by helping others in the village. He shared his bountiful harvest with those in need, and in return, the village thrived. Everyone knew about Bella's magic, but they also learned about the power of sharing and kindness. The magical cow, Bella, became a symbol of bounty and harmony. And so, the village prospered under her blessing, teaching children for generations that true magic lies in generosity and the joy of sharing with others. And indeed, once such pure magic touches our lives, it spreads, just like Bella's wondrous gift did in that small village. And that's the story of how a magical cow taught a wise village the true meaning of prosperity and happiness.